Guess who waited on me, Vortex? Bitch who gave me a dirty look. Take that. You still have to do your job. Oh. She was nice to me. Even though she didn't want to be nice to me. That's customer service for you. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why so many people don't want to do it. In case you're wondering why I'm wearing this, like, sweater. Well, it's a jacket. It's a lightweight jacket. But it's always freezing in there. But also my titties. My titties are a little too thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh shit. You know, I had to learn this the hard way. Being a woman, if you dress a certain way, people assume certain things. And that's not wrong for them to assume those things. Because when your boobies are hanging out, people notice that shit, especially if they have a penis. I mean, even gay men would notice that, you know? Even though they're not attracted to women, they would still say something. They'd be like, girl, put them things away. You know, they'd say something like that. Whereas a straight man would just stare at them. But, you know, I can't get mad at other people for noticing. But honestly, it's not because I ever wanted people to notice that. It's because I'm just a very comfortable person. You know, like, I literally let it all hang out, you know? So it's not like I'm hoping for anybody to say anything or offer me anything. It's like, no, I just exist. I just exist. But you know, I hate how people complain about stuff that's not going to change. You know, if somebody complained about me not wearing a seatbelt, that would be stupid and futile of you. Occasionally I'll do it, but I guess today is not one of those days. But, yeah, like, women have more of a reason to cover themselves up, because if we don't, people are going to assume things about us. And it's not wrong for them to do that, because most people are surface level, face value people. They're not going to contemplate your aesthetics. They're not going to contemplate your attire and be like, oh, I wonder why they were wearing that. They're just going to assume whatever they're going to assume and not ask any questions, you know? Speaking of not asking questions, there's a bumper sticker in front of me that says voting matters, okay? I am tempted to run into the back of this car, but I'm not going to. Because I care about how I present myself to the world. I used to not at all. But then I got a certain kind of attention that I didn't want. And rather than fight that, I just accept the fact that the world is the way that the world is. You know? Most people think that what makes this country better is the fact that we can vote. You know? Most people think that if you look a certain way, you're probably going to adhere to certain stereotypes. Because most people are very black or white in their thinking. Maybe that's not true, but my cynicism tells me that it is. Okay? You can definitely tell that I haven't used any weed today. I was literally crying in Trader Joe's about this shit. Because I was just thinking, you know, it doesn't even matter. Like, if I do it or I don't do it, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm still gonna feel like shit, you know? Because it used to really comfort me to have that. But it doesn't anymore. And it's not just because I think the government is lacing it, but it's just not the same, you know? Like, once you understand certain things about yourself, you can't go back to the same old habits that you've grown so accustomed to, you know? That's why a lot of people fight self-awareness, because they don't want to stop doing what they're doing, you know? They don't want to look at things from another angle because they want things to continue to be this person's fault. You know? And so that's why many people refuse to go to therapy or read a self-help book or, you know, ask themselves any questions, make any kind of self-assessment. It's because it's just easier to, like, sit in your shit, you know? Did you guys see that? There was this dog that was sticking its head out the driver's seat window. Well, at least there was that. But yeah, like it's somewhat futile for me to keep bitching about technology because it's not gonna fucking change, you know? People aren't gonna grow up. And so I guess that's why I'm asking myself these questions about marijuana, because I just don't want to be holding myself back, and there's a little bunny that hopped across the road. I didn't think that shit happened in a city. But yeah, like, I think that what it is like I've outgrown weed. But it's something that I'm so used to doing. Like, it's my go-to that, like, I don't know how to let it go. Because it is something that I still enjoy. Like, I'm never going to not enjoy it because it's a drug, you know? But if the initial feeling about it isn't positive, then it doesn't matter how positive the experience is. You know what I'm saying? Like, say you go on a date with somebody and and you really don't want to go out with them. But you do. You have a good time. Maybe you go to a restaurant you like. You eat food that's good. That still doesn't take away from the fact that you don't want to come. It still doesn't take away from the fact that you don't want to be there in the first fucking place. You know? But if you eat some good food, you can convince yourself that it was worth it. Right? That's getting high for me. You know? I think that's a pretty decent metaphor, wouldn't you say? Vortex. But, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. Because it just makes me sad, you know? Like, the fact that I don't want to use weed anymore makes me sad. Because it's like, man, like, how bad are things that I don't even want to use weed anymore? You know? Is everything that fucking tainted?